Hello everyone, before starting our analysis, let me ask you a question. Are you feeling happy right now? And do you think majority of your country's population are happy as well? If yes, then good for you. But if not, I may be able to help with the reason. In this post-AI era, it is very possible for people to feel such a thing. Job market is completely crashing out, while house prices keep increasing. So, when we are asked a question, what makes a group of people happy? Most of us, including myself, are probably thinking of the same thing, money. Sure, people say money cannot buy happiness, but is it really the case? Well, in this video, I'm going to try answering that question. What makes a country happy? And more specifically, does money really buy happiness? The data that I use in this video comes from the 2024 World Happiness Report, which consists of 156 countries and is divided into 6 main categories that contribute to certain country happiness score. The categories are GDP per capita, which indirectly include employment rate and country economic status. Social report, representing relative amount of population who have relatives or friends they can count on times in needs. Life expectancy. Freedom, representing relative amount of people satisfied with their freedom to choose what they want to do in their life. Generosity, which is based on charity. And lastly, perception of corruption. Now, if we look at this map, notice anything interesting? The happiest countries shown here are mostly concentrated in Northern Europe. For example, Finland here scores about 7.8 out of 10. On the other end, countries facing conflict and economic challenges like Afghanistan score only 3.2. That is a massive difference. But why? What created this gap? To have a better view, here are the top 10 versus bottom 10 happiest country. Most countries in the top 10 have a higher standard of living, which means higher GDP per capita on average, compared to the bottom 10 where most countries have lower living standard. The same pattern can also be seen in our GDP per capita versus happiness score correlation level, which has a high correlation of 0.63. So here is the question. Is money the most important thing that makes people happy? And does other factor is as important as well? If we look at the contribution factors for top 10 happiest country, it clearly shows that top 3 factors are GDP per capita, social supports, and healthy life expectancy, which is obvious. And not surprisingly, on the heat map, all these 3 factors have a high correlation with happiness score and also a high correlation among one another. Now, from here, most people will say, oh, so money can't fully buy happiness. But I argue that with enough money, you can get better social support in terms of connection and community, hence higher social support. And at the same time, have a better healthcare as well, hence higher life expectancy. So it seems that money is still the most important factor after all. Let's examine our GDP graph again. At first glance, the answer seems to be yes, as we look at this upward trend line. As GDP increases, so does happiness. The correlation is clear and strong. However, some countries have a sudden jump in score due to the social support, such as Finland and Denmark. Similar pattern can also be seen in our factor contributions for the top happiest country, as GDP is not the leading contribution anymore compared to social support or life expectancy. This makes a lot of sense, as for a low standard living country, money really does buy happiness because it buys basic needs such as food, healthcare, and safety. Where on the higher end standard living country, additional wealth does not contribute as much anymore, as better connection and healthcare is much more important. Lastly, if we look at this chart, the happiest countries are not just rich, they are rich and have a strong social support and a healthy life expectation. It is the combination that matters, not just money. So, does money buy happiness? The answer is yes, but only up to a point. Money buys happiness when it provides security, health, and opportunity. But at a certain level, it is not about how much wealth you have. It is about the quality of your relationships toward yourself, your loved one, your neighborhood, and to the world that you live in. My name is Reynaldi, and thank you very much for watching.